All right, folks, if you can tell, I'm wearing the same shirt as the one I did last time, I think, or one of the others, because I do these little bits. I do a bunch of them in a row, because I really don't know what I'm doing at all with this channel. Okay, so there is something that sticks in my craw. This is a thing. I have watched several, and this is because I think it's fun. And I did play in a Beatles tribute-ish band. And I always say tribute-ish because we didn't do exact versions. We did renditions of their tunes. It was called Abbey Road 2.0. You can look them up on YouTube. You can see the videos. And it existed for about 2 years. Anyway, I watch other drummers demonstrate come together and what Ringo did, which is way cool. And none of them do it right. None of them do it right. We're going to fix that. And I'm going to do it both from the right-handed side and the left-handed side. I have a unique position. I am left-handed. So I'm going to set up my kit for part of this as a righty. And since Ringo was left-handed, I'm going to play this exactly the way he did. And then I'm going to play it the way, because I'm lefty, but I set up lefty, the way I do it, which might also work for you if you are righty and set up righty. Anyway, I'm going to show you the way that Ringo actually played it. And then, once you know home base, you can vary any way you like. There's a number of ways to do this that keeps the essence of what Ringo did in Come Together without necessarily playing exactly what he did in Come Together. So, but it is a very cool little thing. And to be honest with you, if you're a righty or a lefty, it's a lot of leading with your weak hand. Right? If you're righty, you're going to lead with your left. If you're a lefty, you're going to lead with your right. It's kind of cool. And it does present a challenge. All right? To the wood shedding room. I used to say shredding, but it's shedding. Here we go. Come Together, as promised. So, this is the Lennon McCartney tune, actually written by John Lennon. And Ringo does some way cool stuff on this. However, I've watched numerous YouTube videos, and most of them explain it wrong. They just explain it wrong. And the reason is, it's not an intentional thing, or they didn't know, or they didn't listen. It's that they are righties playing on a righty kit, playing a right-handed way, okay? Except Ringo was a lefty who played on a righty kit. And he was a drummer that, so here's the genius of Ringo. I want to talk about the genius of Ringo for a second. Ringo only played when he played with other people. He was not a guy who had a practice regimen. So all that way cool stuff, and this is something that he says in numerous interviews. You can watch Howard Stern. He didn't go home and run through his rudiments every day. That's not what he did. So all the stuff, all that cool stuff he did for the Beatles, Ticket to Ride, Come Together, to name a few, In My Life, Day Tripper. I love what he does on Day Tripper. Day in the Life. So many tunes he did such cool things on. Strawberry Fields Forever. That's sheer raw talent. That is sheer raw talent. I'll tell you the truth. I don't know many guys that could never practice and do a third of what Ringo did with the Beatles. He was the perfect song drummer. So, he was, however, left-handed, but he played a righty kit just because back in those days they didn't turn it around. They didn't even know better or something. I don't know. So I'm left-handed, as many of you know. I set up my kit righty just for this video. I'm also going to turn it back and show you how I do this tune. So, what Ringo did was 2 10-stroke rolls, right? The counting, you can count it this way. 1 into triplet, 2 into and. That's how I would count it. Some people would count it 1 triplet, N triplet, 2 triplet, and then he went 3 triplet, N triplet, 4 triplet, and. He did 1 between the cymbals and the hat, and 1 between the toms. Now you see a lot of guys on YouTube doing this. That Ringo did this for the cymbal hi-hat part. They went, right? They say that all the time. And you can see many YouTube videos that say that. That's not what he did. No, when you listen to Ringo's part on a pair of really good headphones, you can hear that's not what he's doing. However, that is the way the Joey Kramer from Aerosmith plays it. Guns N' Roses, I think they did a cover of it. They do it the same way. They do that, right? They do it that way. And that works just fine. But that's not what he did. And no offense, Mr. Kramer, or anything like that. What Ringo did was so cool. So Ringo admits that he had trouble leading with his right hand. He led with his left hand. So this is what he does here. We're going to go from the ride to the hat. Right? And we are going to lead with our left. Watch. Now sometimes shoulder it. You can do that. That's fine. Let's take it up to tempo. That cymbal hi-hat thing is so cool. It is just so cool. Okay, but you know that's only half the thing, right? Most guys, when you hear them play this, right, they'll go, that's not what he does. That's not what it is. However, when I play lefty, I do it that way. I go high to low. I just feel it fits in usually better with bass player tones and stuff. But what Ringo did is cooler. It's cooler than that. It's cooler than what I do. It is the coolest. Again, Ringo has had trouble leading with his right, so he wouldn't have led with his right. He went backwards. He went, again, same thing as this. 3 in the triplet, or 3 triplet and triplet, 3 triplet and triplet, 3 triplet and triplet. However you want to count it, that's what he did. He ended on the high tom. Now it's kind of hard to tell on that album because he had towels on the drums and they had them very thuddy. They had them probably really, dulled up. And, you'll hear drummers say, and the Matt Tech, we talked about this in my last video, well, that ruins the tone. No, that was the tone they were going for. So let's do this all together now. The actual way Ringo would have done it. I'm lefty playing a righty kit. I'm going to lead both with my left hand. I'm going to go cymbal to hat, floor tom to rack tom. Here we go. Is easy. It's pretty much that. And on the choruses, they do this. Come together. Right now. Over me. Right? So, but the cool part is what I just showed you. And that is so cool, guys. It is so cool. Remember, you're going from the low to the high. And that was because of a limitation that Ringo had. Ringo had a limitation. He couldn't do the high to low, leading with his right. So he led with his left and he went low to high. It just made it different than everything else and it made it signature. All right, I'm going to come back. I'm going to do this the other way just to show you. Just to show you. All right, we're back. If you are righty playing on a righty kit or lefty playing on a lefty kit, hey, let me straighten this out a little bit more here. I got myself a little discombobulated. I never did that before, turning everything around. Kind of cool. Anyway, the way I would play this is, and I did this in my Beatles tribute band, I still lead, right? I still lead with my weak hand, which is my right. And I go. And if you're doing this righty on a righty kit, you should still lead with your weak hand. Now, I don't do this. I don't do that. I remember Ringo wasn't leading with his weak hand. He was leading with his strong hand, which was his left. I don't do that. I do it, I sort of turn it around. I go, that works for me. And, I've seen this another way you can do it. Because it ends on that high tom. right through. So you got that last note on the high tom up here, right? I just do this the standard, and it feels comfortable, and I kind of like to doing one off my right hand, one off my left. So in totality, it's like this. And there you have it, come together. Anyway, that's my take on it. I hope you liked it. Hope you enjoyed this little stint. It's just a short one. I just wanted to clear that up because that is the correct way to do it, and to shed some light on what Ringo was actually doing. Anyway, see you on the next one.